Welcome, Bass Galaxy. It's Wednesday night. The crazy train has returned. We're done practicing karate in the garage, and it's time for another glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick, and welcome aboard. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Bass Galaxy. Yes, we're excited. It's Wednesday night. That's what I'm saying. Hello. Hey, a big show tonight. We have a champion's delight. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it rhymed. It's Npfl extravaganza champion's delight. Yeah, that's right. We have all 5 champs from the Npfl inaugural season so far, and some members of the staff coming on. I'm going to go through them right now. Taylor Watkins is coming on the show. Brandon Perkins coming on the show. John Sukup. I think I said that right. John Sukup. I always with about it. Buck Mallory coming on the show. Keith Carson. Give it up for the Anglers, Bass Galaxy. Yes. Going wild back there, aren't they? And then that's not all. Coming up after all the champions. Did I say Keith Carson? Oh, okay. Just making sure. Coming up. Hey, did I say Keith Carson? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Hey, coming up after the champions, we have the Npfl staff. Al Mack. Old Al Mack. Al McCullough is coming on. Yes, sir. Brad Fuller. Brad Fuller's coming on. What do you think about that? The old kitty cat himself, Fat Cat Newton, coming on the show. And the old Benz himself, Paul Benson. So we're going to... Yes. Amazing. The Npfl extravaganza is tonight. Esta Noche. It is. Hey, and besides all that goodness, we got all kinds of other great things going on. First off, say hello to the most amazing redheaded producer in the bass fishing industry. That's Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja. What's up, Ninja?
How we doing?
What's going on, dude? You've been to Florida all around, and now you're back.
We're back.
You're back to the miserable region.
It's not 90 degrees here.
But that's okay. It's still okay here. We're still catching them. I've been fishing.
Yeah,
I've been catching them. Yeah, I did get skunked, though, for the first time in the longest time.
It's just the season.
But I redeemed myself. I totally redeemed myself.
I did. I saw that.
Yeah.
It was a good day. It looked like a fun day.
Yeah, and
you were worried on the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Speaking of fun things to do right now and always on the Stray Cast Show is win stuff, right? And today... we're giving away War Eagle spinnerbaits. That's right. You got it.
How appropriate.
$50 worth of them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, all you got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed. It's that simple. Take the feed onto Facebook, like it and share it on your page. Take it off of private so Jay Kaz over in New Jersey can put it through the randomizer and get it to us, and we're going to give you $50 worth of free War Eagle spinnerbaits. Unless you're that guy Mark that set us up. Remember that guy? Last week he set us up because he didn't get some prize or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was.
I was at Star Wars.
Yeah. You were at Star Wars. You were on the Megatron Galaxy.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, but that's all you got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed, and you got a chance to win $50 worth of War Eagle spinnerbaits. Real easy, and it's fun to win stuff here on Stray Cast. Hey, want to say, speaking of good stuff, while over the break, had a chance to MC a couple of the Cal Sag Bass Derbs, and congratulations to Mike Hosey for his AOY on the Cal Sag River, and to Ryan Whitaker for winning the belt championship. So congratulations to those guys. Dave Figley puts on the highest paid bass fishing derbs, highest payouts in derbs in the Chicagoland area. Check it out, calsagbass.com. Right there. Hey, omniafishing.com is the place to stock up on all kinds of good. Just so you can know. By the way, they have some Sims stuff, and you might want to check out rain gear and keep warms. I call it keep warms because it's that time of year, right, Ginge?
Yeah.
I got some Sims keep warms on under my Sims dockwear britches right now, if you know what I'm saying. So keep warm this time of year. Omnia Fishing, not only do they have fishing tackle, they also have a great selection of apparel. So omniafishing.com. Hey, you know what time of year it is? It's fall, and that means crankbaits. That's right. 100% time for cranking. If you're not, well, I can't say this, but if you haven't tried an Alpha Angler Rebound, maybe you should. Maybe you should. Just saying. Just saying. Right now is a great time to stock up at Alpha Angler. I think they got a special going, Ginge. What is it, 4 for 5 or 5 for 4 or 6 for 7 or 7 for 4? Buy the first one, and then they get you hooked, and then you're all stuck, and then everything else with Alpha Angler. Hey, Jake Boomer, he's an Npfl guy right there. Try out the Alpha Angler Rebound, and if you're looking for something to crank, I think you need to go no further in the cold weather than the Fritz side, whether it be the Junior, whether it be the Fritz side 5, whether it be the Biggin, whether it be the 7, the 9. They are all amazing. And check out the new HD colors in the Fritz side by Berkeley Fishing. Moving right along, hey, guess what the Tin Cup word of the week is, Ginge?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm going to make you do it on the spot. What do you think about that? What do you think, Ginge?
I'm not good at that.
I know you're not. I see you turning red. I'm going to give you clues. Bass fishing, Npfl, champions. What do you think?
Champions?
Winners.
Winners.
How about winners?
Let's go with all of them.
Anytime you hear a variation of champion, winner, champ, how about even bud? Nah, they'd be drinking the whole time. But anyway, if you hear any of those words, a variation of the word champion, we ask that you take a drink of the Tin Cup whiskey. And if you don't choose Tin Cup whiskey, any drink is fine, whether it be an ice cold Coca-Cola, an orange crush, or even a marmalade. Can you drink marmalade? That's thick. That's pretty thick. Yeah, but whatever you drink, drink responsibly. That's please. And thank you, Tin Cup whiskey and Mr. Luke Foley. We have a special Tin Cup episode scheduled. Thanksgiving. It's a Tin Cup Thanksgiving episode, by the way, Ginge. Yeah, it's coming up. I just found out all about this. Yeah. It's going to be pretty amazing. I want to say happy anniversary to the old Trim Handle Marine Company. You know who they are? That's the old TH Marine. And it's their anniversary. Happy anniversary. Yes, to TH Marine Supplies. Pretty cool. What they are doing is giving away presents on their anniversary. Unheard of, Ginge. Unheard of. Do you and Megs do that? Give away, like, hobbits presents? That's what hobbits do. That's a good thing. So anyway, TH Marine Supplies right now, each week of this month, is having different specials on thmarinesupplies.com. This week, week 2, and it's for outboard accessories. It's for outboard accessories right now, and it's 20% off all outboard accessories. Check it out, thmarinesupplies.com. We got the like and share. We did that, Gingy. Got the Tin Cup. We got the Cal Sag. And you know what else we got to do, Ginge? We got to get in the Crestliner, put the power poles down, and bring on the Npfl bunch. That was a hit sitcom back when I was a kid. See ya. Hey, I'm Pat Remwick. Power poles down. Don't go nowhere. We're coming back. Npfl.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain Whiskey.
Nobody wants to run out of power when they're on the water. There is a better way. Introducing the Charge Marine Power Management Station from PowerPole that does the work of 3 devices: a traditional battery charger, a charge on the run, and an emergency start system. PowerPole Charge.
Nice, dude. Yeah, buddy.
You take pride in your boat, so it deserves the best protection possible. Our durable woven fabric prevents ripping and provides UV protection, and our tape seams provide protection against the elements. The heavy-duty shock cord hem and strap and buckle system provide a tight and secure fit. Our top-of-the-line boat covers come with a ventilation system to keep your boat free from mold buildup. Empire Covers, protecting what you love.
The TH Marine HydroWave H2 KVD Edition is a surefire way to ignite a feeding frenzy. The HydroWave utilizes a sound-emitting technology that imitates bait fish and other feeding fish below the surface that preys on the competitive nature of bass and other game fish to get you more bites. The HydroWave is another way that TH Marine has you covered from transom to trolling motor.
Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick, and at this time I can do something a little bit different here. Andy, I'd like you to stop the music, please. Please stop the music. Thank you. Bass Galaxy, I have a request for you. We don't ever ask much on this show, but I have a request for you right now. Everyone out there listening, everyone that'll hear this on the podcast tomorrow, I ask that you please direct every ounce of positive energy that you have to our friend Aaron Martins and his family. Okay? And just anything that you have positive in you, direct it at the amazing man we know as Aaron Martins. If you pray, if you don't pray, any positive energy, directed at Aaron. And let's take a second and think about that, okay? 1 second. All right, now let's get wild. Ginge, kick it in, bud. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the glorified version of a Bassin talk show. And right now, we are proud to bring to you, for the first time ever, on the same, let's call it, stage of Bassin talk shows, the Npfl champions. We got Taylor Watkins Brandon Perkins, John Sukup, Buck Mallory, and Keith Carson. Give it up, Bass Galaxy. Let's get wild. Yeah! That's how you bass fishing talk show. Woo! How you feeling, champs?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to be here.
Man, hey, sorry about that. If that might have been a little awkward at the beginning, you know. I mean, but we got to give everything we got to Mr. Aaron Martins right now, okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
I figured you guys are all cool with that. Aaron Martins is the universal language of Bassin love, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He's the man.
Hey, so welcome to the show, guys. I've been looking forward to this deal here all week, and I want to go through. I do a little R&D about my guests before the show, obviously, so I don't seem like a bigger knucklehead than I already am. And I'll tell you a couple things that I found out about you guys, and tell me if this is true or not. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Now, John, you're the first one up. What's up, John?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can, man. And
all right, great.
Hey, and congratulations on both of your victories. I have not yet formally congratulated you yet. Congratulations. Two-time Npfl champion. Now, in my digging, in the research and development, I found that your first word that you ever said was fish, and the second word, or it was like a few words, give me the freaking money. Was that correct? Is that correct about you?
Yeah. It was give me or I'll take it.
Oh, okay.
That's what it
Wow.
was.
Okay. All right. I got you. Okay. So my research paid true. Now, I found out this interesting fact. And I've been friends with this gentleman for a little bit now. We're teamies on Crestliner and also on Berkeley and Abu and Keith Carson. I found out for the first time you were actually raised by wolves and not released out into actually what let's just call civilization until you were 29 years old. Is that true?
That's absolutely true. Wow. Yeah. I was raised by wolves, man, and it was like it just that wolf, that testosterone, whatever it is, it all runs through my blood. Yeah, wolf testosterone. I mean, man, it just I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay, excellent. So my research is paying off so far. Now, Brandon, Brandon, where you at, Brandon?
I'm here, buddy.
Oh, there you are. Hey, what's up, dude? Congratulations, B, on your win, bud.
Appreciate it, man.
Heck yeah. Now, I found this out about you that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that every coach in the state of Tennessee has actually come to you for advice because of your expert coaching abilities. Is that true?
True that.
Okay.
Only in girls athletics. I've got to be a professional soccer coach, basketball, softball. I'm like the coaching guru around these parts, I guess you could say.
Hey, now, old TW over there, how you doing, bud?
I'm good.
Hey, man.
I'm good.
Now, I have this interesting bit of information, and actually, you're my favorite guest tonight because I have heard that you watched every episode of Stray Cast at least 10 times.
Make it 13.
13.
Yeah, 13.
Let's do 12. I don't like
12 is a good number. 13's not lucky, is it?
Yeah,
let's go 12.
Give it up for the champ, Taylor Watkins, right there, our favorite
guest
of the evening. Yes. Now, Buck Mallory. You like how that?
What's up, Pat?
Buck Mallory. Look at you. Look at you smiling like a champion. Oh, you are a champion, Buck.
Hey, we're here to have fun, right?
Absolutely, dude. And I would like to first take credit right now, right at the show, for predicting your win on the National Professional Fishing League.
It's hilarious that you actually did that. And as soon as the win was accomplished, I had 5 people text me and go, Pat called it.
You heard it here first. More Bass Fishing Talk Show history. Give it up for the magic of a Bass Fishing Talk Show. That's what that is. That's right there. It was not me. It was presented to me by the Galaxy. Just so you know. And congratulations on your win.
Thank you, sir.
Now, this is what I dug up about you. You are like some kind of mogul. I don't even know if that's a word or something. You are. So you are a direct descendant of Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. Is that true?
That is very true.
Okay, I see. This all needs to be added to the Npfl website. Also, you are heir to the Callahan Auto franchise.
Yes, I've heard that. That's new to me too, though, as of recently.
These are all true stories I just made up for most part, actually.
Right, for sure.
Yes, actually, and you are actually the biggest construction company in the state of Michigan, and you make gazillions of dollars a year.
Give me that money. Give me that money.
Just constructing whatever the heck you feel like doing.
Anything with wood. We're good.
There it is. Well, welcome to Stray Cast, guys. It's nice to have you here. It really
Thanks
is.
for having us.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
I kind of
That's
want to
cool.
get to know you guys a little bit and see what makes you tick, and hear about your victories too. One of the things that we do here on Stray Cast is we like to do research for real, guys, and it's hard. It was harder for me to find stuff about you guys as far as fishing prowess. You know what I mean? Because everything is so fresh. It's the first year of the Npfl, but also there's just not a tremendous amount of coverage in the bass fishing world about the Npfl yet. I see it starting to happen. And part of the reason we're having all you guys on here tonight, that's part of the whole thing. But I want to take the Npfl season, and I kind of want you guys to, now that you're big-time Bassin pros, champions, you're going to break it down, professional style. Okay, so I kind of want you guys to break down. I don't know if you've ever, I know, Taylor, you've seen this. We do bass fishing victories in a nutshell on Straight Cast.
Yeah.
And I would like each one of you guys to kind of break down your victories in a nutshell. Now, John, you got it the hardest. You got two nuts to crack. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Right there.
Yeah.
So, are you guys okay with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to start with you, fella. All right, and of course, boom, right back. Hey, John, congratulations.
Hey. Hey.
Hey, you want some background music to tell your victories in a nutshell?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, what do you
we
want?
got?
Like, what do you like? I mean, what do you want? Some
Let's
country,
go
metal?
with bluegrass. Let's go with bluegrass.
Oh, I like your style. We just had Billy Strings on last week. My bud Billy Strings. He's the, in my opinion, the king of bluegrass right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got anything? A little picking style, Gingy? Oh, there we go. All right, John. You're a two-time winner. Let's start with you, foul. Tell us all about it.
Some people call it Lake Eufaula, but those that hate Garmin Live Scope call it Lake Eufaula because I won it on a foul. I used a cheating tool and caught my fish with a live
know what
scope.
that just meant. That's
Live scope, jerkbait, brush piles.
Live scope, jerkbait, brush piles. All right, cool. All right, break down the equipment. What's your jerkbait deal? Like, what's your preferred method of madness as far as combos for throwing a jerkbait, and what were you throwing?
So I throw a mega bass, and then I have a Spro mixed stick that I throw.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Yep. And the mixed stick, the fish that committed to it, they would really come after it. So if I got them going, I'd pick up the mixed stick, and that's how I caught on day 2. I caught a double first thing off. I caught a 4 and a 2 at the same time. I don't know if you saw the video, but I actually was reeling in a 2, and I saw the schooling behind it, and I let that fish swim back down into the school, and a 4-pounder came in and grabbed the jerkbait, so I doubled up. And so
that's Magic Durbin right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing. Hey, Ginge, can you get me in the cans a little bit? I'm just a little bit loud in the cans. But that, dude, amazing. I mean, so basically brush piles, live scope, the Vision 110, Is that what you're throwing, the one or the deeper one?
No, I will throw a mixture of 3 different mega bass. I'll do a 110. I might do a plus 2, and I'll do a plus 1 as well. So it just depends on the scenario which one I'm throwing. So if I'm throwing,
you got a bunch rigged up.
Yeah, I think I had like 4 jerk baits on the deck at all times, depending on the scenario that I was faced with. So
yeah, and what do you throw? What's the combo? What are you throwing them on, John? What's your preferred combination?
I got a Denali 610 Denali, the spinnerbait rod. I use Daiwa reel, 12-pound test line. 90% of the time, I'm throwing it on 12-pound test line. Maybe 95% of the time, I'm throwing on 12-pound test line. So
gotcha.
I think if it's a little bit dirty or something, I don't need much action of the jerk bait. I'll kick it up to 15. But for the most part of the time, that time of year and stuff, I want a little bit more action in what I'm throwing, a little bit more control with lighter lines. So I'll throw it to 12.
Gotcha. Hey, and it paid off. The live scope, watching some fish. The first victory of the NPFL goes to you, bud. Not bad. A pretty good way to kick it off, and $50K in your pocket, right?
Yeah, started out the season with a bang. Made a successful season off of the first event. Now, one interesting fact is I drew boat 1 on day 1, so I was actually first boat out, and we started cracking jokes about number 1 takeoff, number 1 in your heart, and just stupid jokes like that. And I ended up leading after day 1, and I went wire to wire from takeoff. So that was the thing that we did. We went wire to wire from takeoff.
There it is, bud. And what's the first thing you bought with that $50K?
Oh, I'm pretty sure Uncle Sam saw that $50K.
But it got you level.
I bought me a couple years of freedom, I would imagine.
There you go. That's all right, man. All right, so now let's move on to Wright Patman. Wright Patman. You ready? Hey,
Wright Patman. Yeah.
Hey, wait, hold on 1 second. One second, guys. I'm sorry.
I was waiting for the music. Yeah.
No, I know. Hey, Ginge, I think something's going on. Yeah, because every time I get closer, it gets really loud in the cans. What? Uh-oh. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Can you do the effects? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna rewind it. Watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Wright Patman and Keith Carson. Keith, what kind of music do you want, Keith?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Give me some date night music.
Date night music.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
Yeah, the fish were spawning,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah. What do you think about date night music, Ginge? Something along the lines of like what? What's that guy's name? Not Barry Gibb.
Oh,
Barry White.
Yeah.
You're a musician, Keith. You know Barry White.
Yeah, I do know Barry White. Yep.
All right, well, tell me a little bit about the victory, right, Pat? We're having some technical stuff in case you can't tell. For some reason, it's very, very loud in my earphones. But
oh man.
Oh, I got you now.
Oh yeah. Oh man, this music, it's got me feeling a little TSE.
What is TSE?
TSE, that's that talk show excitement.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it. And Ginger sounds good too, by the way. Good job, Andy. You saved it. TSE, the talk show excitement.
Yeah, that's it, man. Oh, Wright Patman.
Yes, tell me how Wright Patman was for you.
Well, Wright Patman, the water was dropping through the entire tournament, and they were spawning. It was perfect. It was just perfect temperature. We were on a warming trend. The water was dropping. The week prior, I fished a national championship in ABA on Lake Chick.
Okay.
And I marked the most fish I've ever seen on bed in my life on the final day of practice.
Really?
Like one of the biggest waves came in. Yeah, I probably marked like 150 fish on bed.
I never really heard of that place until maybe I should have, but I really never did.
Yeah. It can be amazing. That place is loaded, and
good population.
Oh
Should
man,
have,
yeah.
but
You
I
would-
really never did.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be amazing. You wouldn't believe it.
Nice. So tell me about the victory
Yeah.
in a nutshell, Keith.
Yeah. So anyways, so the fish were pulling up on beds on Chick, and tournament day, the water dropped. They all pulled off except for 5, and I caught those 5. But every time I went to check a bed where I had a waypoint where a female was, I noticed the female was sitting like 20 feet out, just suspended. Sometimes they'd only be a foot deep, but they'd be sitting over like 15 feet of water. And the beds that they were on were like dry, And so fast forward to Wright Patman, week later, I felt like the same exact thing was happening.
Oh.
So like I just started casting out. I'm just like, I caught them flipping day 1, and then the water was dropping and dropping to where I was like, I don't think the females are up there anymore, And so I started casting out, and I fished new water every day. I was running stuff I'd never been to in practice, and just feeling out each day as it came. We went through crazy weather changes and stuff, and and got lucky. Caught them flipping, and day 1, and by day 3, I caught them chatterbait.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty good.
And by the way, any other you champs here want to interject at any time, like you have questions for Keith, or you want to call him out on something, you could do that too. But Keith, you were flipping. I know you were flipping a big weight, right? Weren't you?
Yeah.
Like you were up when the fish were in the bushes, you were getting a reaction strike flipping and moving quick and covering water with the big weight.
Yeah, I sling that big weight around because throughout practice I was using like a 3/8, which is I wasn't flipping matted vegetation. This is just hardwood on the bank that I think they were spawning on. The water was really dirty at Wright Patman. I couldn't visually see them, but I felt like that's what was going on. And so throughout practice, I was using a 3/8 and stuff, but those Texas trees are crazy, and you're trying to hit little spots. And I noticed when I made a bad pitch, I paid for it. Like the weight would bounce off the stick and bounce right and bounce left and wrap 17 times around the next twig, and it was just a disaster. And I noticed when I went to the big weight, I could hit my mark a little bit better. I had a little better connection between the weight and the rod and everything, and I just got in a flow, and then it was just then just go with it. But at that point,
But that's a good philosophy, or a good theory of a way to do it, because that's happened to all of us many times. We're flipping
Right.
3/8 or the half in bushes, or whatever it may be, even thicker stems of whatever, and it just bounces. But that thick deal, that with the big weight, man, that's a great idea. That's a good one, and it paid a victory for you. And
right.
And is this true? You were using a top secret chatterbait too for part of that victory?
Ooh, I think that's true, but I can't confirm.
You guys want to know anything about that chatterbait?
Yeah.
Any of the competitors?
Let's hear it. What about the chatterbait?
What is it?
It's top secret. It's a little handmade one that's I got like 3 of them. And that's it. Landon's always like, let me borrow one. I'm like, nope.
It's under lock and key at all times.
Yeah.
Locks and key. That's
yeah.
Hey, and then we moved south, right? You guys packed it up and went further south and over to good old the Harris chain, right?
Back to Suco.
Yep. There you go, John. Hello.
I'm back.
Sunny Florida was good to you, bud. But were you in brush piles and live scoping again?
No, I sure did practice out though. I was not. Yeah.
Tell us what you did, bud.
So I ended up flipping Kissimmee grass for the most part. There was a little bit of shad spawn in the morning. Day 1 and 2, I used that to fill a limit real quick. And day 1, after that, I went to flipping. The Kissimmee grass had a pretty decent limit. I can't remember exactly what it had. Weight-wise, I don't know if it was in the 19-pound range or somewhere of that nature. And then day 2, I decided there was some cloud cover and things of that nature. So instead of going flipping, I actually picked up a frog and went into some canals I'd never been into. which my bite in the canals wasn't on in practice. So I just felt like maybe with that cloud cover, they'd be it. And I got a 5 and a 3. So jumped some weights. And that was about an hour spin. And I came back out from the canal and the sun was out and there was no more rain and clouds. And so I went back flipping. And towards the end of the day, found a stretch that had, quite a few fish on them. And I think I ended up in that 20-ish pound range on day 2. Day 3, I started back out on the fish that I ended on day 2 on, and they were gone. And at that point, I decided that all the big fish that I'd caught was, with the big stick. So I just decided that I was going to keep that, in my hands. And I did for the majority of the day. And I'd say, it was a tougher day on day 3. And I think I had around that 12 pound, 11 pound range, possibly just a touch more, somewhere in that range. And I ended up hitting a 7 at about noon or 1 o'clock. And that's when I decided I was putting everything back up. I was just keeping the big stick out. And I think within another hour, I caught another 7, just down from where, kind of rotating back through some of that stuff. And I ended up with 22 pounds final day.
Florida, 100%, right?
Yeah.
All you guys know that. And go ahead, John.
We had a perfect storm going on for the fish to be shallow. I had spent the majority of my time offshore looking for the shell beds, looking for the grass and things of that nature. And we had a full moon going on. So we had a late shad spawn going on in the bank. And then all the grass has been sprayed out. So I just don't think that those fish had any concern or care to get off the bank. I think they could get everything they wanted up. And that was where the oxygen was at. That was where everything that they needed was still up. So it was a lot of fun, man. There was a lot of fish caught that tournament. There was a lot of people catching a lot of fish.
There's a bunch of them in there, but Florida fish are the weirdest fish in the world, aren't they? I mean, Keith can tell you. I mean,
yeah,
I think
I mean, it's
they're nuts.
Yeah, Florida is the place, man, where you can catch 25 pounds one day, and the next day you'll catch 7 or 6.
Yeah, like 12 inchers.
Yeah, and nothing but 12 inchers, and it's like this is the place that there's no such thing as spots in Florida. Our grass grows differently every year based on water level. If it's low, we got an abundance of grass. If it's high, we don't have as much grass. Spots change rapidly. I don't know if I've ever caught them in the same spot twice in 15 or 20 years, hardly. So that's one of the great things about Florida, though. It keeps you moving.
Yeah, it's a big swamp.
Yeah, it is.
Basically. Hey, stop 4. This gentleman right here, Brandon, you're no stranger to Lake Pickwick, and congratulations, bud. Congratulations on the victory there. I like Pickwick. I think that's a cool
I
lake.
Appreciate it.
That's a neat lake.
I love the Tennessee River, the whole Tennessee River chain. I just understand it. I've fished it my whole life. It's but getting straight, to the details. I came in as one of the local favorites for it, and I fished enough Tennessee River tournaments offshore in the summertime, postponed tournaments, to know that the favorite don't always win, man. It's it's tough.
We've seen it through Bassin history, that's for sure.
No doubt. And I put a ton of pressure on myself for it, because I've never, I've fished some Costas and Toyotas and a few. I made it to the Forcewood Cup in I think 16, but I've never really fished anything big, and I put a lot of faith in maybe winning some of my entry fee money back at Pickwick and hopefully having a shot at the win. But I probably put a little bit too much pressure on myself for that one. Had a good practice for it. I never really made a cast in practice.
Wow.
I know now. I had the hard part about fishing ledges to me is I've done it so many times. I know where better quality gets, and any of these Tennessee River lakes, man, there's quality in every school, essentially. You have to figure out a way to make those bigger ones bite, to get them going, to trigger them. Show me white bass mixed in, strike, and then, this population on Pickwick is phenomenal right now. So you just got to weed through smaller ones and fish bigger baits. And I feel like so many of my competitors, these guys, they're so good. They found all the schools. I feel like I just went a little more power than most people did in the tournament. Like a lot of guys I saw were throwing drop shots and fishing a little bit more finesse, dragging, and I could catch fish like that. But I went trying to catch big ones and trying to win, and it panned out. But yeah, speaking of practice, like I've caught them in practice before. I've stood up on Tennessee River Ledge tournaments in practice, stood up on them in practice, and caught a few. And every boat that rides by then has themselves a new school. And then when they get seen on it by 3 boats, man, so yes, I know that domino effect, and I've been burned by it multiple times. So I didn't really throw in practice. Now I would, like 2:30, 3 o'clock, I would get the itch. Like I've been scanning all day and I have not caught a bass, and I'm about to go crazy. And I would pull up on a major community hole and lay down the hammer for just a few minutes. And honestly, play a little bit of defense. Like I know that these guys are going to catch them on this hole, and I'm going to go ahead and sore mouth a few. So, but I mean, it all worked out.
That's called the old Roland Martin in them.
That's right. That's right.
That's what that is. Pickwick's a healthy lake, I guess. Like, I mean, what I see, but what I should say, Brandon, is it's starting to are those carps getting in there like Kentucky Lake?
Yeah. So good question. We're loaded with carp, and have been loaded with carp. So Kentucky Lake for years was my favorite fishery on the Tennessee River. I loved it. And I loved it because offshore summertime postpone fishing, there was it just fished 5 times bigger than Pickwick. So you could spread out and you could actually find fish in practice that you could throw at in the tournament. Where at Pickwick, if you draw a boat 98 on day 1, you don't get to start on the school.
Okay.
So I loved Kentucky Lake, and I watched it decline steadily. And I got scared to death. Me and my wife were actually fishing a couples trail one day. I pulled up on a shallower little bar, picked the trolling motor up, and they kind of went crazy. And I first said, they're here. And I got excited. And then after about 2 or 3 casts, I was like, dude, those are carp. Those are Asian carp, and they're here. And this is like 8, 9 years ago, maybe. And our population probably 3 or 4 years ago scared me to death about Pickwick. Had I been a captain and a licensed guide, and that's what I did for a living, I would have been worried to death. Honestly, I think the population of carp is not what it was several years ago. I think we're a little on the lesser side, and I don't know. I've not seen a negative effect. Now, I know what it did to Kentucky. I saw it. I've not been to Kentucky Lake in 3 or 4 years. So, but they've not had that same negative effect on Pickwick that I've noticed. But I also don't get to fish a ton because I'm a ball coach. So
gotcha. Yeah, that's true. and a champion on the NPFL now. That's add that in too. But yeah, interesting. I know. Again, I know Kentucky Lake was good in the spring. I visited Pickwick in the spring, but then I saw Kentucky Lake decline. But then Pickwick still seemed to stay kind of consistent from tournament results, typical summer bags,
Yes, definitely. And pre-spawn at Pickwick's phenomenal. And people always come here during postpone offshore tournaments, and pre-spawn up here is insane. I love it. I even love the fall, but with the time of year we came in the middle of July, and those fish in the middle of July offshore are torched. I mean, they are to the point where they are busted up completely, and you have got to do something a little bit different to trigger them, to get them going. They still want to eat, and they still know, what time the witching hour is. Fortunately, they set us up for some pretty good bags. Npfl did, because they had us weigh in. We blasted off a little bit later, weighed in a little bit later for that one, and set us up for success in it. Honestly, I got more worried when they pushed the weigh-in times back, because I thought anybody can catch these things at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They eat then. But it worked out, man. It was an awesome week, and a dream come true. Honestly, it's been pretty cool. It was awesome to win in front of my family and friends and the home crowd, and something I'll never forget, man.
Congratulations, champ.
Appreciate it.
That's awesome. And then you guys, you packed it up and you rolled towards us. Hi there, hi, yeah, hey, to the North Country, right? all you Southern boys can't get headed north with us Yanks.
I got introduced to the spotted cow up north.
The old Wisconsin
boy.
crew, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotcha. So is that what Buck did? He was just dropping off spotted cow at everybody's place, and then
Just trying to slow them down a little bit, you know.
Hey, Buck Mallory, congratulations on your Lake Winnebago win, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Awesome, champ. You been there before? Were you at that place?
I went and I pre-practiced like the week before the cutoff, and that was the first time I've ever seen it before.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I know you're a Michigan boy, and there's some good fishing in Wisconsin as well. But I didn't know if you'd ever made it there in your travels. But
I've been to like Green Bay and Sturgeon Bay.
Of course, yeah.
But for me, and I'm not trying to talk bad about Winnebago. Obviously, it treated me well. But if I'm going to take a 3 to 5 hour drive, I'm going to Lake St. Clair.
Okay.
I can go bank 20 to 25 pounds every time I go, compared to 14 pounds. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I think Andy, the Ginger Ninja producer here, would agree with you on that too. Yeah, he's. Yeah.
I may or may not have dropped a couple of waypoints for Andy a couple of years back. Well, actually, last year.
Oh.
And it sounded like he did pretty good.
Now he's really turning red back there, Buck. But congratulations.
Thank you so much
on Winnebago, bud, and tell me a little bit about the victory. Tell everybody.
Well, in pre-practice, I had this notion that I was going to go offshore smallmouth fishing. I did a lot of research on the lake, like everybody else probably did, and essentially what Brandon did to take second is what I planned on doing. But when I went in pre-practice, it was so calm that I couldn't get him to fire, and I was confused if it was going to be drum or smallmouth or what when I was looking at him with my live scope, and I just didn't think I could get paid doing it. And I backed off and I went shallow and did a lot of map research, and gosh, them river systems up there in those other lakes that are attached looked so good that I really, really wanted to go there. But I was like, man, that's so vast. There's a lot of no wake zones involved. This place has to have good largemouth in the lake. And I randomly checked some stuff and got lucky, and I actually used a lot of what I found in pre-practice in the tournament. Okay. And I got on a really good pattern, very shallow. Some of the stuff that I was fishing was only like a foot deep, and just flipping docks mostly. And I found some lily pad stretches and stuff that had wind blown in it too and whatnot. That was where I caught the bulk of my fish, though, was flipping docks. I had a very short river section at the north end of the lake.
Good old Wisconsin dock flipping.
Yeah, and it was literally 101. I would throw a beaver underneath the dock. And,
can't go wrong.
Right. And
5/16.
they were like so quality that on average that I didn't believe that it was going to be a bad situation. When I was there in pre-practice, there was a team tournament that was going on. And I went and watched the weigh-in, and it was, there were locals. There was like 70 boats, and it took like 13-6 to win. And on that day of my pre-practice, I had over 15 pounds, and I went, okay, maybe I'm doing something right. If these locals are doing that weight and it's teams and I'm beating them, I think it's going to be okay as long as I can make it last for 3 days. Yeah. So, I got lucky enough to where I managed the heck out of my fish, and it played out to the exact degree that I wanted it to. I caught right on the button, basically at 14 pounds every day. Nice. Like mirrored images of the same
like
day
the
over and over and over.
Derber bag,
Right.
Like across the country, I think 14 pounds a day is going to put you in that escalated area, no matter what. That's a good Derber number, 14,
right.
15 pounds.
Anywhere in the nation.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
That's every Derber's goal is like 20. We all want that 20. Wait, in 20 a day, bud. You know what I mean?
For sure.
That's what we all want. But just let's think about that. That 14, 15, that's what's going to keep you in Bassin quite a long time.
It'll get you paid. It'll get you paid. Yeah. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
It'll get some wins too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You'll be doing just fine. And I'll be honest with you, everybody kind of communicated in line on the final day, and the only person that I thought was like really in contention from how tight the weights were like the top 4 or 5. And then I'm sitting in line and Brandon dumps off 17 some pounds and I about cried. I was like, I don't know if I have.
He found him outside on some ledges nobody even knew about.
Yeah.
Right. So it was an extreme ride, man. And it was cool because I had my family there with me. It was only 5 hours. So my parents drove around the lake and came up and watched the final day and whatnot. So that was cool.
That's
and
pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, my dad's 72. He's a Vietnam vet. He's had some health problems in the past. I really don't know how long he's ever going to be around for all these. So for him to show up on the one that I won, I was like, sweet, cool.
Bless him. That's awesome.
Yep.
Absolutely. Cool victory, dude. I was really happy for you. I really was.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I think the whole Npfl organization was actually very happy for you.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was an awesome time. I mean, I guess winning a national tournament like that, it's always been a dream. And this is the first year I've ever fished nationals. So just like a lot of us in this league. And, I didn't expect to win one the first year 100%, but I felt like going north for that one tournament, that would be the one that was in my wheelhouse.
Well,
I didn't win it at all the way that I thought was going to be.
But good job on it, dude. For real. Amazing. We were super stoked when we heard about it. And
I appreciate it.
This is what the next victory that we're going to move on to here is what many consider the toughest victory of the year on what many consider a world-class fishery, and that's Grand Lake. And my favorite guest of the evening, Taylor, congratulations on your victory there, Grand Lake, bud.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So Grand Lake was, I'm not gonna say I had it easy, but going into Grand Lake, I couldn't catch any of these guys for Angler of the Year. I was sitting in 10th place, and I felt like I could go out and catch a bass or two, and I would be fine for our championship. So going into Grand Lake, I kind of focused practice on just trying to find the quality and a bite where I felt like I could put myself in contentions to win. And in doing that, I put up all the spinning rods, I put up all the jerk baits, and I focused on topwater. I locked a topwater in my hand for, I would say, 90% of practice, just hunting quality bites. And I was also watching the weather. So the weather was lining up. We were supposed to get wind, rain, clouds, all kinds of things like that, which set up perfect for Brandon up there. He's watching the game.
He's watching the game. I see Brandon over there. That's how
he's like, yeah,
no Braves are on. I know he's going nuts over there.
He's like, man, we're not worried about bass fishing right now. We're playing baseball.
Benson's watching the Braves too. I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think you were rudely interrupted, Taylor.
No, it's good. I love it. It's cool. So anyway, so I focused on that topwater, and I thought the conditions were going to line up right for that. And first day of the tournament, I went into what I thought was going to be my main area. And of course, I had some company. There was probably 5 other boats in there. And I went through the entire area with the topwater where I had gotten bit during practice. And I mean, literally got nothing. And some of the other guys were in there, and they were struggling as well. I probably spent an hour and a half in there or so. And so I went and ran and checked a couple other areas. And at 10:30, 11 o'clock, I had, one small bass. And I'm like, the topwater deal is not working for me. So I just decided to go back to that area where I had seen the quality and just figure out how to make them bite. And I had gotten some bites on the jig during practice in other areas. I had not thrown it in this particular area. And I finally worked through that section and picked up the jig. And, I picked off a 2.5, and then one about, close to 4, another one about 3.5, 3 3/4.
Nice.
And then turned the boat around and start heading right back out down the same stretch that I had just thrown a wacky worm and a topwater and all that stuff. And by the time I get outside, back out to the main lake, I was, sitting on about 15, 16 pounds.
There we
So, yeah, and that
That's your
area
number.
Yeah. 40, 50, 60.
ended up kind of solidifying. Yeah, that's like just.
Uh-oh, Taylor froze.
Are y'all there?
There you are.
Good. Okay. So day 2, I kind of did the same thing. Tried to make the topwater work, and it wasn't working. And 10 o'clock, I picked up the jig and caught up 15 pounds. I did lose one quality fish that I thought was going to cost me the tournament. And then day 3, I decided, we're not picking up the topwater today. We're just throwing the jig all day. And it turned out to be the right call. Early in the morning, I caught, a 412. I think it was a 412, almost a 5-pounder, and 2 more quality fish. And then throughout the day, called up a couple of times, throughout the day, and ended up being the right call. So, yeah.
Classic Durbin again. Those magic numbers popping up again. And I like how you committed to that big fish bite. I mean, a lot of you were thinking about playing it safe, wanted to secure the championship, right? But then
I knew after catching 1 or 2 bass that I would be in the championship.
Yeah.
So
I
wasn't too worried about that.
Now let's go. Now you're like, let's go. It's all, you're swinging.
All holds bars. Yeah, we're going.
How they say it's swinging for the fence, but you had nothing to lose. And
that's right.
Big fish baits, jig, topwater bait.
That's it.
Amazing. And in Grand Lake, and the fishing's been tough there, and you're bringing in good satchels.
Yep. I'm excited to see what the opens, how the opens play out, if it plays out kind of the same way as our tournament, or has it completely changed in just a couple of weeks? I'm interested to see how that plays out.
Fish are so ridiculous. I mean, we'll never figure these bass out. Like Palinick said it the best once on this show. He said, especially smallmouth have the tendency to play hide and go F yourself. And and the largemouth do it too. Like, I don't get it. They're so smart and we're so dumb, but we're so smart and they're so dumb. So it makes no sense.
Yeah, super true.
It makes no sense. Well, thanks for wrapping up the victories, guys. All right, I wanted to hear it from you guys and a little bit of victory in a nutshell to really get the gist of the situation. Now, Brandon, what's the score of the Braves game, real quick, before we move on?
3-0 Braves.
3-0 Braves.
3 solo shots.
Okay, you're feeling good. You're feeling good.
Feeling good.
Okay.
But after last night's collapse, I'm not real confident yet.
Well, our White Sox messed everything up, but that's another story. So let's get loose. A little tin cup whiskey, all right, and salute the glass, and let's have some fun now, guys. I want to really get to know you guys now, right? Let's kick back and play a little version of 20 questions. You know what I mean? Let's do that.
Yes. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's Ginge, you got any mood music? What do you want to do?
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe some mood music. What do we got? Some oh, okay, we're like at a honky tonk.
Yeah, we're honky tonking.
I like it. We rolled into the honky tonk. I got it. In Oklahoma, right, John?
Yeah.
Some honky
Town.
John's like, yeah, whatever you say, Pat. All right, this is amazing. Hey, all right, I just want to ask you guys some questions about Bassin, about life, and get to know you a little bit. All right. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna keep Brandon in the game here, so I'm gonna start with him. I'm gonna start with you, Brandon. So, hey, Brandon, you look back on your bass fishing career. What's something that you want to be remembered for your contribution to the sport? Your contribution to the sport. I know that's a tough question, and I know you're in the Braves game, and that's why I asked you a tough one right off the bat.
Got him.
So I'll say this: doing what's right is, it's the goofiest thing.
No,
because I can say anything
Bassin.
about bass fishing.
Yeah.
But I've got a few situations that come to mind that where it took a lot for me to do the right deal. So I talked about fishing the Forcewood Cup in 16.
Mm-hmm.
I found what I thought was winning fish, and I emptied my boat out because I knew there was 2 or 3 other guys that also found the same school of fish. And I was making like a 70-mile run one way. It was insane. I emptied my boat out. I told my cameraman, do not bring drinks. I'll give you a water maybe if you're lucky. This is like August awesome. At Wheeler Lake. So it's like 242 degrees. But no joke, I roll up to my first spot where I feel like winners are at, and there's a local boat sitting on it.
Oh,
and there's 3 guys in the boat, and they're legit just sort of fun fishing. So I wheel up there. I'd made a 70-mile run. My ears are ringing, and I couldn't hear anything. And I shut my motor off, and I said, hey, guys, I'm fishing for $300,000, and I'm not asking you guys to leave, but can I jump in and join you? And I got a no from them. Like, you're not welcome here. So
no.
I promise. And everything I had wanted to like get physical at that point and show them the old ball coach. But no,
Bobby Knight him.
I picked up the trolling motor and I rolled out. And then I've just had that happen multiple times in my career. I had the only time I'd ever been to Grand Lake before we just were there last month. Same situation. They were spawning. And I had like a 7 and a 5 double on a bed. I mean, big ones. And it's pretty crazy because I left those fish because a dock owner was just being a total D-bag. And I left those fish and I went and worked on like a 3-pounder in the back of his creek. And Sheldon Collins rolls up, catches the 7 and the 5, both in like 5 minutes. I watch it go down. I hear it go down. And not that he did anything wrong at all. I just didn't want to. I was like, I'm not fighting a dock owner in the first 30 minutes of a tournament. He can't sit out there on his dock all day for 3 days straight. I'm going to catch him. But honestly, just doing the right deal.
That's great. That's a great answer.
I don't know. It's tough. Man, Tennessee, it puts it in perspective because Tennessee River Ledge tournaments put you there mentally and make you make some tough decisions. Whether you want to pull up and fish beside somebody or hole jump somebody. Or,
like Hayes and Lambert was just.
That's right.
There's a perfect example.
And I'm not going to be remembered for my fishing skills. I'm not. I'm a check casher. I feel like that's what I am. And I've done this for a long time. And that's probably, it was awesome to win at home. I'm more of a check cashing kind of guy. So I'm not going to be Van Damme out here, even Jacob Wheeler or whatever. But I want the people that know me and what I'm about to know that I'm going to do the right deal out there. So
I like that.
To me, that's the most important thing.
I like that, Brandon. And don't sell yourself short because you already won one in the first year. So you just never know.
He's cashing first place checks.
You never know, man. Hey, I want to ask you, Taylor Watkins. This is your first year in the Npfl, really fishing for some grande dolares, as they might say, buco de laros. So I mean, what are your goals for the future of your career? I mean, obviously to win more, but what are your some goals as a professional?
Yeah, I mean, I blasted some goals out of the water this year. I've been super blessed this year. Going into this ordeal, I feel like the same way as Brandon. Like I'm a check casher. That's what I do. That's how I had to survive. I feel like most all of us. If you don't cash checks, you're not going to make it. And that was my goal coming into this year was, hey, I want to cash a check in every single event. If I can cash a check in every event, I'm going to the championship. If I go to the championship, that's going to be my opportunity to cash a check and make money this year. So I did that. I ended up with an opportunity to win, and I was, unbelievably blessed to do that. But moving forward, I'm unbelievably happy at the Npfl and the opportunity that they've given us all. It's been a great opportunity. I appreciate it. I feel like it's growing. I feel like it's going to continue to grow at a rapid pace. I mean, we're we're on Straycast tonight, so nobody even knew who any of us were. That's right. Last year at this time, nobody even knew who we were. So
Taylor, keep talking.
This is awesome opportunity, but but moving forward, I would definitely like to get into some opens and maybe pursue that a little more, and maybe be a two-time guy and fish both
a TTA.
of them. So,
yeah, that's the famous TTA.
Yeah.
Those are the most respected
right.
anglers in the history of bass fishing.
I don't think I'm ready to go John Cox on them yet, but
he's
a
3-tour angler. The regular TTA is just a 2-tour angler.
Yeah, we'll stay there. I think that's good for me. And
but that's pretty. That's pretty awesome. Hey, John, I got to ask you. What is your first Bassin memory? Now, not your first bass, like not that kind of stuff, but like you guys are Bassin men now. Like this is what you do. You know what I mean? You get up, you hook the boat, you go fishing, you find the fish, you cash the checks. That's what you do. What's your first Bassin memory, John?
And I don't know, Pat, how I can talk about my first memories in fishing without talking about my dad. So
okay, that's great.
My first word was fish. I know we crack up, but you did your research. It literally was fish.
Yes, I heard.
I don't remember not being in love with fish my entire life. I was a kid. I played a lot of sports. I got teased for my love for fishing. I was always out fishing. Some of my first memories are just, we didn't have much growing up, so it was belly boat fishing. It was mini boats in the back of creeks. My dad taught me about, never forget the back of a creek in the spring. And I've won a lot of tournaments since then because of those little things, that are in my dad's crappie dock fishing all night, in the heated dock. Those are the memories of my childhood. And honestly, Roland Wharton's 101 Bass Catching Secrets, that was my Bible as a kid.
Dude, me too. 100%, me too. I got it on the coffee table downstairs, bud. When Roland was on, I was
backpack.
When Roland was on not too long ago, I was reading excerpts to it.
My dad took me at 13 years old to go to Lake Fork for my birthday. It's always been about fish. We had a fish farm growing up, so if I wasn't catching fish with a rod, I was catching them with my hands. We had a koi farm, raising koi. So, I got away from it for about 10 years due to just, getting married young and having to take responsibilities. And I didn't fish for 10 years.
Wow.
And it was just,
like not
pay
a
the
lick?
bills.
Not a lick?
No, not to speak of. Matter of fact, when I started fishing, my wife was like, "What? You like fishing?" And I was like, kind of.
Oh, that is holy shnikes. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, from about 19 to about 29, or 27, somewhere around there, I didn't make a cast, and I don't regret that. That was a part of taking on life and responsibilities.
No, I get it. It's just so. It just seems so, because of what I know of you. It just seems so like, and no freaking way. You know what I mean?
Well, growing up when bass is in your blood, fishing's your blood. I've always knew that I had it in me. And matter of fact, I was a flooring contractor, and one of my builders came to me and said, he started talking about, trying to teach me how to do tile, and my response to him was, "Hey, after I do the best tile job you've ever seen, why don't you take me out in that Ranger?" He had a Ranger hat on.
Nice.
And he said, "Oh yeah, you're a fisherman?" And I said, and this is the quote, I was like 27 years old. I said, "Yeah, I'm a closet pro. One of these days I'll come out." And then here we are, here we are now. But it was all that stuff when I was younger, the nature of fishing and learning fish behavior and just falling in love with what the tadpoles do, and all that stuff combined that you have to be an instinctual fisherman, and that all just, it doesn't go away. It's like riding a bike. You never forget that stuff. It's just in that sixth sense that you have, that you built up. When you really fall in love with it, you eat, sleep, drink it. It just becomes a part of who you are. And so, I've been blessed to get back into the fishing world.
I'm glad you found that out for me. because I find it very but I think it's very interesting. I think you're right. I think if I didn't fish for like a very, very long extended period of time, it's so in me that I could still go out and flip at a bush every time. You know what I mean? I just think I could, That's pretty cool, dude. Pretty cool. Absolutely, man. Hey, Keith, who's your pro bassin hero?
Oh man, it's changed through the years. It's when I was younger, it was definitely Van Damme.
Okay.
But also Aaron Martins.
Sure.
He's finesse master. He's a master of all kinds, but he really put the finesse thing out there, and showed you can win doing finesse fishing. I don't know, John Cox, really, he's definitely an idol of mine, without a doubt. I could say that honestly. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah.
No doubt. So how about you, Buck? Who's your bassin hero?
Well, growing up in Kalamazoo area, I have to say Kevin Van Dam.
Okay.
I mean, I've known him my whole life.
Did you have like KVD sightings?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
I've actually drank beer at Kevin's house before.
Nice.
Yeah,
but I mean,
wow.
before you knew Kevin, was it like, hey, we saw Kevin over at the Quickie Mart. He's over there right now.
Seen him at Menards. Oh, there's Kevin's truck. In his brother's store. Oh, going by DNR Sports.
Sure.
Oh, there's Kevin. It's so funny.
You're at Menards. You're like, oh, Kevin, I just happened to be here at Menards too.
like creeping around the aisle, But when I was a really small child, before I even really knew who Kevin was, because of my great uncle and my dad, I idolized Hank Parker.
Yeah, heck yeah.
When I was super young, I remember going to the Bassmasters Classic in '94 at High Rock Lake in North Carolina, and meeting Hank Parker at the expo, and he signed a hat, and I still have that hat to this day.
That's awesome. Heck yeah. The old Hank Parker hat sitting there.
Oh yeah. He's a super nice guy too. I obviously don't know him on a personal level, but at the expo, he took the time to talk to me and talk about fishing just for whatever. And I was only 6 years old. So, it was cool that he would take the time out of his day. I'm sure looking at it now and understanding how busy those guys are, he probably had about 101 other things to do, and he could have done anything else besides that.
But it's embedded in you, and that's what's important. That's freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I think a lot of us have those early bassin memories like that help shape us.
Yeah.
So it was a good year, guys, so far on the Npfl, and you got some characters. That's for sure on the live broadcast. You got Duncan and Fat Cat, and they both. This is shocking. They both like to talk. Did you guys know that?
Never knew
that. So my question, I'm going to ask you, Keith. My question is, if Duncan and Fat Cat had a talk off, who would be the last man standing? Who's the last man talking?
Probably Duncan.
Duncan?
Yeah.
Fat Cat.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, no, and they're both really good. They're great, but I could just see Duncan just going.
And because it's like those old dance-offs from Happy Days in the 50s. It's like whoever drops first, And
you can't lose eye contact.
Yeah.
It's like a stare off too. Yeah.
You guys could do that on live. I just gave you guys a bit for next year. Okay. So we got Duncan over Fat Cat. Might have to challenge that. We got Fat Cat coming on later. We'll figure out what that is. Hey, Buck, going way back when you were a kid, who's your first celebrity crush? Who is that?
Oh, geez. I mean,
who is it?
Who doesn't love Jennifer Aniston?
Oh, yeah. She was always cold. Always cold. Yes.
She's still my celebrity crush.
I mean, some things just never change, right?
Yeah, she's 50 or something. Looks great. Yeah.
Right.
She's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she's real. actually.
I don't think so. She's a robot.
Hey, John, if you could pick a song that best described your life, John, what's that song? What's the John anthem?
You know, I have to go a little spiritual on this. I probably have to do like Amazing Grace.
Wow.
Something old school.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the one that's gonna bring that's gonna motivate you, get you going.
Yeah, it is. It's my internal. It really is. I mean, deep down, doctrinal wise, that's my life, and that's my life in a song.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, but that's a good choice for the pick of a song of your life. without the grace, you would not have two W's, two victories in your in your bass fishing belt so far. You know what I'm saying? Hey, who is Brandon? Who's your favorite person on the Npfl staff?
That's easy. No, that's tough, man. I like them all. I'm going to go with Bumpmaster Tommy Bench. He's a bad dude, man. I want to go fishing with him, but he is cool, and I feel like he's the coolest because I feel like we all probably think, like, I'm Tommy's favorite. But I feel like he's just personable, man. He loves everybody.
Bud, huh?
Yeah,
he is awesome.
That's amazing. That's pretty cool. Hey, Taylor, if you could pick a non-endemic sponsor as your choice, any non-industry sponsor that you could have to back your fishing career, who would it be? Where are you going with this?
Man, it's gonna have to be just because of where I'm at in my life right now. It's gonna have to be like a kick butt camper company because I want a new camper.
I like that. That seems to be a pretty cool trend these days, right? Like
yeah.
I'd love one of those myself.
Yeah. So like maybe Lance or something. Come on, get at me, Lance. I need a new camper.
Right. You're a champion. Put the resume in.
That's right.
You could pull this clip and send it to him tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go, man. Pat, you're thinking. You're sharp.
See how we're doing this? This is a whole business thing right here, Keith Carson. We just thought of that right now. We're feeding the mayonnaise to the tuna fish, saving time making sandwiches. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Get this Braves game wrapped up.
Hit it.
You know what I mean?
Hit him with a shot of mustard.
Yes. Hey, Buck, what is your number one confidence bait? The number one bait all time. That's what you're using when you know you got to put a fish in the boat. What is it? What is it?
A jig.
Jig.
Give me a jig. Give me a flipping jig with heavy line. I'm confident.
Is that all you guys? Is a jig a go-to? It seems to be a consensus around here. What do you guys think? Keith,
me, it's a plastic, flipping a plastic.
Okay, plastic.
I like flipping a plastic.
Gotcha, Taylor. What about you? You're saying no, Keith. What are you saying?
No, man. Swim jig, it's not go-to.
Okay.
It's a dang great bait, but I wouldn't go to it. But yeah, flipping's a good one to go to.
Just flipping in general, but not a jig.
Yeah.
Or more a T-rig.
Yeah, just flipping anything. Texas rig, small weight, medium weight, big weight, whatever the lake calls for,
John, what's your deal? What's your confidence?
I like that live scope lure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
up
far
here in the
proven.
north, that's gotten really good for us too. That's why I love that lure.
It's 95% effective in every diving rod. What a wise ass. That was awesome. What about you, Brandon? What's the confidence lure?
I mean, I was thinking of Strike King 6XD, so I'm way off the mark.
Wow.
A crank plug. I got
I'm a crankbait dude. That's what I throw. But
that's me too. I'm gonna make as many casts as I can. I'm no pro angler, but when I go out, I'm just gonna cast until I wind until I figure something out, and then I slow down and do the Keith Carson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Oh,
we could definitely make a dance and call it the Keith Carson. We need
Man, I wish I could bring the staff on with you guys, but we got the 4 of them coming on next. But that would just be complete chaos. We would not get anything done, especially.
No.
But hey, I got to tell you, I think you guys might have seen on a Straight Cast show before. We do Google searches on organizations, on anglers before they come on the show, and I Googled the National Professional Fishing League. Okay, in those exact words on Google, the National Professional Fishing League. And these are questions that came up on Google. People also asked. Okay, so I'm going to present these questions to you, anglers of the National Professional Fishing League. Okay. In the first question that came up, anybody can check this. This is real. This stuff is real. So, so the first question, I'll ask you, John. You're smiling the most about it. It says,
"Yeah, I'm nervous. Actually, that's what
it says. Who is the best angler in fishing? That's a question that came up in the Npfl search. Who's the best angler in fishing? Was the question.
That one.
What's your answer?
On subject, of course.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that without naming like 10 names real fast.
I don't know. It says who's the best. This is Google. I'm not asking. It's Google.
Man. Okay. I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it in the NPFL.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Keith Carson.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Who is it? Keith Carson?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Angler.
I'm just gonna keep it.
And
keep it inside of us.
Yeah, and winner at Ray Patman. I gotcha.
He's just over there flexing with that gold trophy right now.
Keith Carson. This is the next question. What is the National Professional Fishing League? That was a question. What is the National Professional Fishing League?
It's a great league. It's the new league. It's things are done differently. We have drive-through weigh-ins. We take care of our fish really well. This is a place where it's our first year. A lot of new guys are coming out, new names. We're all making a name for ourselves. It's in my opinion, it's one of the best tours around. But it's
you've done well with it.
I don't know.
You've done well.
Yeah, I've done pretty well. I'm happy to be here.
That's for sure. So, hey, Brandon, this next question is also on the Google search, and it says, "Who is the highest paid angler in professional fishing?" What do you think the answer to that is? I didn't Google the answers. I just Googled the suggested. It's the highest paid angler in professional fishing.
I'm going to go with Kevin Van Dam.
Kevin Van Dam. Okay.
And I think Swindle is up there as well.
Oh, yeah. Swindle's going and getting suckers at the bank every day.
Yeah. I don't think those dudes, they don't need to cash checks. Yeah. They don't need to be like me and Taylor just trying to cash checks. They care less about the checks.
Now I'm saving the best question for last, for Buck Mallory, for this Google search.
Oh boy.
How much money a year does a professional bass fisherman make?
Boy. Now that's a loaded question. That is a loaded question.
I swear to God, please just Google the National Professional Fishing League, and it will also say people also asked. I did it twice just to make sure. How much does a professional angler make a year? Professional bass fishing angler. What do you think? An average pro.
Profit or gross?
I said how much does he make? Come on, you're getting all technical.
Well, so that's what I mean by it's a loaded question. I am a business owner, so like it makes me want to go down every avenue of how it's actually made. So are we talking about sponsor money?
Let's say you're going in for the job interview and you sit down with Al.
I would say that you make your own destiny.
Yeah, well,
but on average, people just break even. To be honest, I mean, you know what I mean. Like, if you can break even, that means you can do it the next year.
14, 15, 16 pounds.
That's right. Yeah.
Nickel and diamond, you're there. And that's actually something that probably a lot of the guys in the field, including myself, actually struggle with because so I fished a lot of BFLs, which are one-day derbs, and you'll swing for the fences to win a one-dayer. To actually try to hit a double and do well, but not try to like blow it out of the water the first day is hard. And you can take less risks like in the NPFL because you get to fish all 3 days and just be consistent and you can do well. And I think that personally I've done several tournaments this year that I took some risks that I would have or probably shouldn't have taken. And it kind of, I'm like the odd man out here. I'm waving going, hey guys, have fun at the championship because I did too many risks. And it's all a learning curve and everybody gets to have that learning curve. And unfortunately, it kept me on the outside of the fence for what they're getting to do next. But I'm hoping that I learned enough to look more for doubles than wins.
The backpack flamethrower was a risk, Buck.
Fair. Yes. Yeah.
Just so you know. So hey, I gotta ask you guys. This. I mean, the NPFL is doing amazing things for anglers. We see it. It's helping my friends. It's helping you, Keith. I see it. It's helping Jake Boomer. It's helping you guys, you champions, as well as some. You know, a lot of anglers made a few rubles, a few bucks this year on the NPFL. But I got to ask you guys, like, how you see the NPFL. Is it a stepping stone? Is it a landing point? Because, like, you know, again, a lot of times it comes into the point of the, you know, the funnel systems for different leagues and where are you? What is the NPFL and Brandon, just to, you know, kind of tell us what you feel about that. Like what is the NPFL to you?
Man, so I think there's going to be some different answers on that. I always wanted to be a Bassmaster Elite Pro growing up. Like that was the end goal. But like John said, life happens. I got kids. I got job. I got responsibility. I'm married. You know. And to me, this is like the end result. Like I'm content going to work every day and fishing the NPFL. So I don't intend to do anything different. I want to be here. I want to fish because I consider it, and it's not, you know, it wasn't even that way this year. There was people going to pre-practice at every tournament, and I did not go do that. I went and pre-practiced at Eufaula, and it snowed the whole time, and I came home. So, to me, this is like I'm gonna keep calling this the working man's trail. I'll just lie to myself, but that's what I'm gonna call it. But man, I'm thrilled with the way the season's gone, and the ownership group, like everything's been awesome. So to me, this is the end game. So.
Well, that's why I asked the question, because people have to realize that bass fishing careers for derbies are different for all different types of anglers. You know what I mean? It's not the same for everybody. So, well, what about you, John? What are your goals with the NPFL? Is this the landing spot? Is it you want to branch more? What do you want to do?
You know, if I end up staying 100% with the NPFL, I am content with where I'm at. The NPFL is an opportunity for me to showcase the bass tank, and which was a baby of mine a dream of mine that we created. And so, I think there's a lot of people in the industry that have a lot of fluff, there's a lot of fake news out there. There's a lot of just marketing stuff that's just, honestly, when you get on the backside of it, it's just not truthful.
This is bullshit.
And so, I just wanted to put myself on the line. We say, hey, we're, the pioneers in forward shooting sonar. I wanted to put myself out there. I mean, now Shaw Grigsby fished this year with the Wally Marshall, but until this year, I was the only one to fish the highest level bass and highest level crappie tournament. I placed second in the inaugural Wally Marshall crappie tournament using forward shooting sonar, using live scope. I wasn't even a crappie fisherman, and I got an invite in there, and I got second in there. And then I fished the Forest Wood Cup in 2018. So, at that point in time, I had fished both. And so, I didn't want to be that fluff. I wanted to say, hey, we're going to create a company that's doing it right. And then I'm going to put myself out there and, call a spade a spade. Like, look, I'm going to show you that we know what we're talking about.
Gotcha.
And fortunately, and that's what the NPFL gave me, that opportunity. Mm-hmm. And so I'm a very loyal guy. I feel like we bought into a low stock that's going to take off, and who knows what could come out of this thing for all of us. Now, with that being said, I also have, my own personal sponsorship obligations and things like that, and there's a lot of them that, they're asking, and there's some exemptions in there to potentially fish the Opens next year. And so I will look at that as the birth of my fourth child comes at the beginning of 2022. So, how many that will be, I don't know any of that. But, would I love to fish both tours, the Elites and the Npfl? Yeah, absolutely. If someone called tomorrow and said, hey, John, we're just going to give you a pity invite because you sounded cool on Straight Cast, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take it.
Right.
That's awesome. But hey, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I like the way that you have your business in there as a way of stability in no matter what tour you choose. I kind of like how you did that as a business plan as well, John. You're a smart guy. I could tell. What I mean, the Npfl has helped a lot of you guys. And I think that anything positive in bass fishing is where it's at. That's proper bassing. Okay. Everyone, as long as they stay focused, that the fish is the center. That's why we're here. That's the reason why we're here.
Right.
Because of this amazing fish. That's what's up. I mean, that's the deal. And I like seeing it, man. I want to, I want you guys to all succeed in whatever you choose to do in bass fishing. What do you think about that?
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you're succeeding.
I want you to succeed.
Well, thanks. Because dang it, I am somebody. Like, what's that guy from the mirror? Stuart Smalley. Remember Stuart Smalley affirmations every day?
Yeah.
But really, you guys are doing a great job, and pretty cool that you are the first 6 champions, really 5, but 6 champions.
and AOI.
John,
you got the AOI.
And AOI.
Got to throw that in there,
and
too.
AOI. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Hey, Keith, before we go, what did that mean? Progressive. Like, what's progressive AOI? That was just the put on by Progressive?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, they're the title sponsor.
Okay. So it wasn't actually like Progressive money as well in the Progressive?
Yeah, no, I don't think.
So like the pot grew every month, like it kept going.
Yeah.
And it kept
I got you.
And escalating. Can you do that next year?
You've got some great ideas, Pat.
Dude,
I mean, really.
I feed the mayonnaise to the tuna. Don't ever forget that. All right? It saves us all time making sandwiches.
That's right.
All right. Who's got a better beard? Because I got to settle this before these guys come on. I just need your guys' opinion. Who's got the better beard? Paul? Has Paul got the best beard in the NPFL?
Ooh.
Out of the or Brad? Is Brad got the best beard? Which
No,
out of
I
those two?
gotta go with Brad. I'm going with Brad.
Yeah.
Brad. I'm gonna throw mine in on Brad.
Okay.
Brad.
Is Brad?
It's definitely a tight race. They both are very very essential on that beard.
They're both beardsmen.
They're both good, but Paul, he wears this like big round hat at weigh-ins, and that just kind of makes the beard look better in a way, I mean, they both got their look,
like a bandito.
Good. Yeah.
Like a Georgian, like a Georgian Clint Eastwood, whatever that means.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, Brandon, what's the score?
4-0 Braves.
Wow.
Hey, Brandon, Taylor, Buck, Keith, John, guys, thanks a lot, man. I got so much more for you guys. I mean, we got to do this again. I literally have lists of stuff I did not get to, so I feel incomplete. But it's been a lot. It's been a good time, and congratulations, guys. Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks, Pat.
Appreciate it, Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a fun time.
Absolutely. And of course, check all these gentlemen out on their social media platforms. Watch them at the big championship coming up for the NPFL. That's coming November, right?
Yep.
And
11th, 12th, and 13th.
There it is. And check out John on the Bass Tank, right, John?
Yeah, appreciate that.
You'll always find John there on the Bass Tank. Hey, let's put the power poles down and bring in the honchos from the NPFL. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time. Let's do this again.
Thanks, Pat.
Appreciate it. See you, bud.
Yes, don't go nowhere. We're coming right back. And the War Eagle giveaway.
Minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff.
Step up your game. It has been said that professionals are only as good as the tools they work with, and Alpha Angler has developed the ultimate set of tools for you, the competitive angler. Alpha Angler custom rods, brought to fruition by the passion of master craftsman Jake Boomer and 2017 BASS Angler of the Year Brandon Palaniuk. Alpha Angler rods are custom made in the USA. Designed and engineered to be perfect, Alpha Angler utilizes a very unconventional approach to making the very best bass rods, from drop shotting to flipping. Alpha Angler's focus is on building perfectly balanced tournament-grade bass rods at an affordable price. Join the Alphalution today and purchase direct at alphaangler.com. Step up your game. alphaangler.com.
Throw farther, get some Kevin Van Dam's line and lure. You can launch it a mile. Still going. Well, better stick to fishing.
Hey guys, Micah Frazier here. I've got a bait from War Eagle Baits called the Buzz Toad. Big thing lately has been putting a toad style bait on a buzz bait, and preferably it's my favorite way to fish one. This bait here's got a quick planing head, a great hook, and it squeals right out of the package. The body of this bait is big and bulky, so it allows you to skip it. It planes quicker than a skirted bait would. In my opinion, it's just the way to fish a buzz bait. So y'all check this thing out. It's pretty awesome.
All right. Pretty good, pretty neat. Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show, round 2. And now we got the NPFL Extravaganza Champions Delight Show. And now we got the honchos from El Honchos from the NPFL. Let's give it up right now for Paul, Brad, Al, and Fat Cat. Yeah.
Hey, Bobby, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Bob? What's happening?
Hey, I hit over under at 4 seconds on a Bobby, so I won't.
Hell,
Jesus Christ.
How long for a treetop tall?
We'll see what happens, man. Depends on how good the show goes.
Well, it's getting better now that you guys are here. I'll tell you that. It's and welcome back to the show, amazing bearded ones, except Al. What's up with that?
He's a dork.
12 seconds on that over under.
Hey guys, but congratulations on a successful first year of the National Professional Fishing League. For real, I mean it. Real good job, guys. You did great. You did good.
Well, we had 5 winners. That's 5 winners. That's for sure. 5 guys. They were all winners.
Yeah. But really, John's 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever Pat says, right?
Literally.
Yes. But hey, I mean, you guys and you all play specific roles in the National Professional Fishing League, and Al, you're kind of up there, at the weigh-ins, at the derbs, moving stuff along, right? And doing the talkity talk, and Brad, you're the stout. You're the stout derb director. Would you consider yourself a stout derb director?
Oh, he's stout.
That may be an understatement, Pat. But yeah.
and Paul, you just do everything. Paul, you do like whatever it takes. Paul's doing it.
Empty garbage cans.
Yeah, I mean, like if they're like, "Hey, we're gonna need to get the branches trimmed on that oak tree because it's interfering with the sound," and Paul's up there. He's up there cutting branches with a buck knife. He don't mess around.
Paul is the politicking dude. He's the one that's out there buttering biscuits and burning toast.
The fancy politicking guy. And Fat Cat. Good job to you, man, in a new role this year, bud. For real. Yeah.
You, man.
Yeah, I texted you when the whole deal first started going down, and I told you I liked how you were being you. And I think that's the most important thing, no matter what you is to any individual in bass fishing, whatever that individual person is, be yourself in bass, and you're a great example of it, and you're doing well. Congratulations at that, Fat.
Cool, man. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate the kind words, brother.
Yeah, you're doing good out there, man. And you guys, as evident by the 5 guys that were just on here, you're doing some cool things for some anglers, So
we got, dude, a lot of good energy over there, man. We're surrounded by good people. Everybody who's on the same page, wanting this thing to succeed, and ownership's done a great job of just getting the right people involved and holding people accountable, including themselves. So it's cool, man. Very transparent. Everything gets talked about and addressed. Nothing gets swept under the rug per se. I mean, business is business, but it's a good vibe over there, dude.
Okay. And I like how you said that everyone's held accountable. Al, have you had to punish any of these guys yet? Have you had to send Fat Cat to his room, or Dudley, any of those guys, Duncan, Paul, Brad?
That's handled by Mr. Stout.
Oh, okay. Brad's the enforcer.
He's 20 years Air Force. He's done his time to serve this country, so he's got a little bit of a better plan of action than I would when it comes to punishing people the right way.
So you're disciplining.
Absolutely.
Well, man, I mean, look, Pat, dude, it's awesome because Michelle told me a long time ago, like, hey, you're not an angler anymore, right? Like, but as I explained to her, and I'll say it here, is I never want to lose sight of that's the lens that we look at this through as an angler, right? And I don't want to get too serious and all that stuff, but man, Pat, the hardest thing to do is create culture, is to develop a culture that moves in the direction of the vision of the company. And our deal here is we set expectations and hold people accountable. The beautiful thing about the Npfl, and a credit to every angler, we didn't do this by ourselves. It took every angler in the field to get behind this and all be pushing in the same direction. And when the anglers start to hold themselves accountable, that's when you're sniffing on the right dog, right? Like it's starting to happen, man. So we're very excited about 2022, and I couldn't be more thrilled with the performance of all the anglers in the field this year.
Yeah, I mean that was a lot right there, Brad. That was a mouthful. You did good.
Been rehearsing for 3 days, bro. I'm good.
You absolutely nailed it. You absolutely did it. And I mean, and I'm just gonna tell you again. There's, people might say, hey, whatever, don't need another league, this, that. But guys, whatever.
Who said that?
Oh,
who said it?
Oh, there's
said it?
There's tons of them. There.
Names,
You know who
wait.
said it? Bobby. Bobby actually said it. Freaking Bobby of all people. And
Bobby, dude.
yeah. But no, here's the deal, man. I don't care about that. The fact of the matter is, again, we're going to go back that Brad said the same thing. You got it in hand, people accountable, and you're helping anglers, right? As evident by the few that we had on earlier. So good deal, man. And it's not easy to do what you guys are doing, right?
Dude,
Wrong.
everybody, dude. Going into what you were saying, I was skeptical, man. Like, even after the first event, I was like, did we just pull that off? Wait a minute. You mean we have actually a second event to go to? Like, they're going to let us do another one? So, yeah, man. It was...
You're allowed. Yeah, you can go on to number 2. No, I get it, though. Because, look, everyone that is set in their ways, no matter what it is in life, Brad, you're the same way. You're a creature of habit. We do the same stuff. Paul, same deal. And then you bring in a new league in an already, let's just say, tormented bass fishing world. Okay? And that's a fat cat. Yeah, tormented. Oh, yeah. There's a split in the leagues. My heart was still broken. My heart was still broken from, and it still is, from the split in the leagues of the MLF and the BASS.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's a tormented It's a tormented world in tournament angling still. Okay, of leagues. All right, and then here comes Npfl. But again, the fact of the matter is, you have to weigh the good and the bad in any situation, right? In any situation in life. Al, you know that. You're a businessman. You do it every day, Al. And the fact of the matter is, if you weigh the good and the bad... Fat Cat's laughing about that.
Al ain't doing much.
If you weigh the good and the bad, the Npfl is doing good. You're doing okay for the first year. Come on.
Well, Pat, if there's anything we want to do in the bass annuals of time, or in the history of what we're doing, being angler centric and focusing on the anglers and making sure that we put them first as our foundation and our cornerstone, but essentially going to your point, proving that there needs to be 10 more leagues. Everybody talks about, how do we grow it? How do we grow the business? How do we get more people involved? How do we grow it? How do we grow it? How do we grow it? We're here. We've already got conversations. There's David Swinstead texting in the middle of your show. Get on to him for not watching.
Duo. I like the Aaron crankbait is amazing, David.
It is. But we're growing it, and we're not taken away from anybody else. We've already reached out to other leagues, other organizations. I had a conversation with Luke yesterday. There's a representative of Bass that wants to talk to us, about what we're doing, what they're doing, and how can we coexist and how can we work together. That's what we wanted to see. That's what we wanted to do. We want to be good stewards for bass fishing in general. We want to work with everybody. We want to partner with everybody. We want to make sure that this sport continues to grow. If there's 10 other leagues that come in, hey, come in and talk to us, because the memes that you see on the internet every day about the duck paddling and the iceberg, 10% showing and 90% done. I promise you, if we write it all down, what happens on a day-to-day basis, nobody will believe us. They'll be like, no way. Like it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of support. I want to thank my family, parents, sister, my fiance, Tara. Brad's whole family is vested in this like no other. Everybody's family supporting them all the way down to the last angler. That's the culture that Brad's talking about that we're trying to hang on to and trying to make sure that we continue to put to the forefront of everything. So none of us could do it. I promise you, Fat Cat could not do it without the support that he's got in White Oak, Virginia. So those are the people who we want to thank and who we want to give that love back to for us being able to do what we can do and make things positive for the anglers who are participating with us.
Gotcha. And people talk about, and I like how you said growing the sport and coexisting. And here's a lot of people's rebuttal about other leagues is saturation. Okay. Now, it depends on how you look at things too. First off, that scheduling on top of other leagues scheduling on top of each other sometimes can be unavoidable, but there's got to be a way around it if you're going to have that type of coexistence. Otherwise, there's seclusion and elimination and segregation because anglers don't have the opportunities to spread to where they choose to spread to help the angler. I see Npfl giving that so far. I know you've been talking with people and looking at schedules so you don't do that. I've even heard through the grapevine that some pretty big names are coming aboard in 22. Can you guys talk about that stuff? Who's coming aboard? I heard elite guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Go ahead, Paul.
Well, one of the biggest names we got, he's a big fan of yours. I see him commenting over here. One of the biggest names we got is a guy named Adam Savage.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm probably going a different direction than how you wanted to go, but in relation to people that want in, yeah, we have a lot of people that want in. We're holding tight to our 125 angler field.
But I asked you about elite anglers, though, Paul.
I hear you.
I thank you, Adam Savage. But I asked about elite anglers.
I got a quick point to get to on that.
Okay.
Adam was
see what he does, Fat Cat. You see how he does it.
Adam was vested. Like Adam was vested in the league. He wanted to participate. He gets a shot. So we do have elite guys coming over, and I'll let Brad go through the list on those.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. No disrespect.
Some of them I've been friends with, Buddy Gross and Quentin Capo. I've known both for years. They're both great guys. They're both great anglers, and they're going to do really well over here in this environment because they're team players. They care about the culture that surrounds them, and that's why they're coming over. I'll let Brad talk about the other two elite guys we got coming over.
Okay, wait. So hold on real quick, though. You said Adam Savage, Buddy Gross, and who else?
Quentin Capo.
Quentin Capo. Okay, gotcha. Okay, very interesting. And what do you got to say, Brad?
So I'm going to stick to your question, Pat, because this is your show, bro. So elite guys, Mr. Greg Hackney and Mr. Patrick Walters. I think you probably heard of those two guys. They're going to be joining us.
I know both of those guys. I nicknamed Pat Walters the Meteorite because his rise to stardom in the world of professional bass fishing, and I actually nicknamed Greg Hackney the Hack Attack, and that's a true story I just made up right there. But I'm
like I said, man.
Yes, but I'm
it's your skill, so therefore it's fact.
That's big stuff. Those are some
man.
And hey, let's face it, Greg Hackney is one of the most famous TTAs. He loves the TTA. He's one of the most famous TTAs, two wranglers of all time. And you get that two wrangler, Fat Cat Newton, they get dangerous. They get dangerous when they're fishing lots of derbs. When an angler, Christie, yikes. Remember when Christie was on was it TTA? Holy cow. Rick Klein?
We got a couple guys that are fishing with us that just seem to never stop. Mark Schilling, Greg Mansfield, Joel Willard, like those guys leave Npfl events and go fish opens or whatever's going on. Greg Mansfield left his home in February and hasn't been back yet, I don't think. It's crazy.
That's a derber.
What you're saying, though, that's going to what you're saying about the John Coxes and things like that. Jacob Wheeler, another one, like fishes 367 days a year, but just by always being in that rhythm, those ones seem to really excel.
Yeah, man. It's
yeah, man, it's getting deep.
Yeah, you got philosophicalized there. You know what I'm saying? But no, you guys. Another question is, will you guys have a pipeline? Will there eventually be a pipeline? I hear that often asked about the NPFL. Like, what's the goals?
Look, bro, we just got through the first year, okay?
I know you got to start somewhere. And good job. I commend you guys again. But I mean, like, will there be like a qualifying factor in a? Is the goal to eventually have a, something that I mean, isn't it like all sports where you start in high school and you move to the next levels? Is that a part of legitimizing sports? I don't know. But do you guys have a funnel or a tunnel system in thoughts at all?
Yeah, Pat, I'll answer that. So I think it's a natural evolution to expect, if the business environment supports it and it's a viable segment to the business, we will absolutely. I will tell you, we've got about 3 or 4 models scratched out. We have a couple of pillars of that feeder system that we will absolutely want to adhere to. If we can meet those pillars, keeping in the vein of what we're currently doing on the pro, on the NPFL, on the league side, then we will absolutely be looking to do that.
Gotcha.
Again, you know how this is, man. A lot of things got to fall in place. There has to be a demand for it. I think from what I've heard, we've had a lot of questions about that. But listen, we want guys fishing for their spots. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be going through 184 million resumes trying to pick between this guy and that guy. Like, that's not what we want to do. So trust me, nobody wants it more than we do, but it has to be done in a way that keeps us viable and keeps us always in the vein of what we've already created at the NPFL. We're not going to break the mold of what we've created here just to check a box.
Gotcha. No, I get it. But it's a tough thing. I mean, you got to have like a, you got to be able to flunk out and you got to be able to get in. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess that's, that type of, historically, I guess, in bass fishing, you might say. Hey, what do you think?
Well, that's a parochial mindset, right? I mean, that's a parochial mindset, right? That's the way it's always been done. Therefore, that's the way it has to be done. I don't disagree with it, but I think there's some things and some ways that we can structure and shape it. Like, if you're fishing to gain a spot on the NPFL, you're fishing to get a spot on the NPFL, right? All because we come to Pat Remick's backyard and he wants a jackpot or qualifier. You're going to have to wait. We're going to structure this. Pat Remick's not going to be fishing a qualifier unless he's fishing.
I'd still come in second.
In the NPFL.
It'd be second, third, fourth, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's a legitimate question. It's one that we pose to ourselves, quite often, and we're working on it.
I figured it had to be there somewhere. I mean, I figured you had to be down the road. So what what in your eyes, Brad, do you want to do to make yourself different from another league, or do you want to make yourself different from other leagues?
Yeah, man, you'll never hear us say, I don't think, that we're doing something just to be different.
Okay.
We are steadfast in our beliefs, the pillars of our business, and what we're out to accomplish, right? And Paul hit on some other high points of that. So clearly, we have to differentiate ourselves. But if you look like the trailer of the weigh-in, we didn't do that just to be different. We think it's a cool thing to do at the tournament, right? The anglers love it. We love it. Fat Cat was mentioning earlier about skepticism. Man, right up until we did it, we weren't real sure how that was going to go, right? Turns out it's awesome. The fans love it. The anglers love it. We love it. We're able to pull it off. We did it 6 times this year, soon to be a 7th. So, but we didn't do that just to be different. Fish care was a big deal for us. We wanted those fish in an aerated environment, except for just a few minutes when they're up on stage. They're not bagged up and moved around. And that's good for us, right? That's what we want to do. So I don't think we set out to do things just different. We do it to be kind of meet our objectives and what we're trying to do. And if it's different, great. look, man, there's some things that we do just like everybody else because that's the best way to do it. And I'm okay with that too.
Gotcha. Okay. And I mean, and the bottom line is, as long as you feel good about what you're doing, Brad, too. I mean, for the organization and the anglers, and you're happy about it. With that being said, I ask you this, Paul Benson, are you happy with the first year so far of the NPFL? Where's it at with your expectations as an individual? You know, like, I know a lot of people say keep your expectations low and great things happen, but where are you at with this?
No, we're ecstatic with the reaction of the anglers and the reaction of the fans. We're absolutely over the moon with the support that we've received from our anglers, their families, the fans, everybody who supported us through the year. That's awesome. Every morning we wake up to do a better job than we did yesterday in relation to something. We are our own hardest critics internally. When Fat Cat's got a 15-hour ride home, or Brad's got a 3-day road trip where he's going, somewhere else for a site visit or something of that nature, the phones, everybody's in communication about how can we do this better? Should we try this? Should we? It's an evolutionary, evolutionary concept of how can we improve on what we did yesterday. Am I happy with it? I'm really happy to see that the industry is embracing kind of an out there idea. We still have a lot of people that haven't seen it in person and that need to see it in person, but I'm not happy with it from an aspect of we need to find another thing to do better than what we did yesterday. Was it successful? Ask the anglers, ask the fans. The coordination of the live stream, the coordination of moving people around. I just saw Tanner Lyons make one of the comments on here. He's one of our content creators that's on the water, every day of every event. Those guys did an awesome job. Fat Cat did an awesome job. Luke did an awesome job. Dudley did a great job. Like, I can go through and name all these people specifically who I'm absolutely happy with. As far as Brad, Al, Michelle, and myself, like, we are each other's biggest supporters and biggest fans, and we're happy with each other, but we're all driving each other to do better each and every day. And we typically 9 times out of 10 react pretty well to that drive and that ambition and that push.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see you guys melding as you are as an organization.
Oh, it's not always this pretty, Pat. It's not always this pretty, bro.
Al, is that true?
No comment.
Wow.
I mean, look, for me and for everybody else, it's, hey, I don't want to know how the sausage is made. Just, serve with the sausage, whatever it might be. But
that's what Abe Froman said.
There's always things behind the scenes that, we just have to work through, and we've done a great job with, everybody that's involved. I mean, our entire staff, from studio talent to the ownership group to the anglers and stuff. There are things behind the scenes that everybody goes through, but we managed to work through it and, put out a great production and a lot of content and some new names to the professional bass ranks and everything like that. So overall for the year, I mean, extremely ecstatic. And plus all the friendships, the memories, the stories you can tell, the road trips and everything. That's what it's all about for me, at least.
Heck yeah. And now
Hey,
you're,
Pat.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I say, hey man, I can give you the 8-word answer versus Paul's. We're happy, but we're not content.
Okay. Yeah, you can't be content. It's like Fat Cat always says, a rolling stone gathers no moss. Moss or mouse,
Verbatim.
whatever.
Verbatim.
Hey, Al, Progressive is your major sponsor, right? The title sponsor of the NPFL?
Yeah, they're one of our major sponsors. They're not our title sponsor, but they're Angler of the Year sponsor and one of our majors.
Okay, and the other sponsors are go ahead and tell me, please.
We've got Fisherman Central. We've got the Bass Tank. We got Big Bite Challenge. They handle our big bass for the year, so they've got a membership program. That's through Jeff Dobson's company. And we've also got Hero Beverage that's on board with us, Omega Custom Tackle. So, when you talk about the majors, the big ones, the Fortune 100 companies, progressives there, but a lot of local and regional sponsors that have come on board with us, and then Fully Loaded was with us for a couple of events also. So some good sponsors that believed in us when we didn't have anything tangible and put some money up. And, here we are today as far as, the optics and everything that people are wanting to come on board and sign on with the NPFL.
That's awesome. Was it tough at first to get some to get some convincing for a league that didn't exist to get money? That's a tough task, man. I mean, in any business, let's face it. Especially since you had Fat Cat out there on the streets asking for it. No, but for real. I mean, that's a tough task.
Fat Cat just takes it.
You'd actually get a bunch of money that way for
listen,
real.
Dude, hey, listen, I throw the thong back on and I go back to dancing. I shake my money maker. I make it clap, drop down, and get my eagle on.
You do good, dude. You would. But was it tough, guys? I mean, was it tough to turn that coin?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's still tough. It's still tough. So I've called all your sponsors while we've been doing this show.
By all means, put a plug in, pull the tape. Pull the tape and show them.
How about a 50-50?
I will say this, though, Pat. I don't think it was any tougher than what we all discussed in the beginning. Look, man, we're realists, too, right? Like, we're not pie in the sky, pink clouds, and cotton candy with butterflies shooting out of our hind end, right? Like, we understood, I think, because we all are in the fishing industry, we understood exactly what we were walking into. I wasn't surprised at how tough it was and still is. It's a tough market, man. You got some Goliaths out there swinging big sticks, right? But I think, again, the thing that I think I'm most impressed with or happiest about is the feel, right? When people say, man, it feels good at the NPFL, that's a tough thing to build, right? So these sponsors, when they get close to us, when they see the magic, when they see all those things, man, we're very excited about the prospect for 2022. I think it's been tough, but it should have been tough, man. It shouldn't have been easy, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, man, like a lot of sleepless nights, bro. A lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a tough industry, and it was going back to that, a tormented industry, so it's tough. And you guys are doing well. You're keeping your head above water, and that's pretty cool, man. And I'll tell you. But
can we ask you, Pat? What's your outside looking in? And you watched us. We've been buddies a long time. Like, what's your impression? How do you feel about the NPFL?
I think you're doing really good. I wouldn't even have had you on the show if I didn't. I mean, quite honestly, I really wouldn't. You know me. I don't have anybody on here I don't want to have on. And I went to you, Paul, and I said I want to do an NPFL extravaganza. So I think you're doing good for anglers, and that's what I appreciate about the NPFL right now. And you're doing very good for some of my friends, and I like seeing that. Like, I like seeing what you're doing for Keith Carson. He's my buddy, and NPFL's making him feel good right now. And Jake Boomer, he's my buddy, and NPFL's making him feel good right now about bass fishing and about themselves, and that's good. So that's how I think right now, Paul. What do you think about those yapkas?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I think, Pat, you hit on something, man, that I think that is a very important part, right? Like, the thing that we proved very early on is what we have to be able to do is nationally brand an angler, right, on a national level. So that was a box that we had to check, and I think we've done that with some of the guys this year, right? So we took guys who were regional hammers, and we've introduced them to a national stage. If we can't do that, we can't exist, right? So we had to be able to do that.
100% you have to, or else it's just a major weekend organization.
Absolutely. There's a bunch of great ones out there, right? But they don't take those anglers to a national scale. And that was something that we had to be able to do. And again, that was something that we talked about and said, hey, man, that's why we sunk a ton of money into production, right? Like, we didn't cut any corners, man. We went and found a production company that was as hungry as we were to prove what they were capable of, and they deliver, man. Like, I've been super happy with the growth from Eufaula and how we ran there. And I'm gonna pick on B for a second. To see his progression and his talent just grow exponentially every event, that's what we've had to do all year long, right? If we went to Eufaula and we never got any better, I don't think we're sitting here talking to you today, right? So again, it didn't come easy, but and we got a ton of work to do, but we're not going anywhere, man.
It's a work in progress.
We're not going anywhere.
And you're providing opportunity. As you said, I like that. And speaking of opportunity, look at it this way, like the opportunity providing not only for the angler, but for gentlemen like Fat Cat Newton to make a living in the fishing industry. That's
100%, bro.
Let's be real about this. I've known you for a little bit now, and you've always had a dream of making a living in the fishing industry, dude.
Right, trying to find my place in the fishing world. You're right.
That's right, dude. And I mean, you went from doing the stuff on the YouTube and social media, and now you're a full-time tater.
It's crazy.
You're a tater. That's a tater. That's a commentator.
Hey, I got a pretty tater too, so I got a tater to go with the tater.
That's what she said.
It's crazy, man. It is nuts to kind of to be not necessarily serious, but for the folks at home right now that have never watched a National Professional Fishing League event, all of our cameras are top notch. All the footage is top notch. It's very similar to the other tours out there. But we get a little crazy. We say some stupid stuff. It's a little spicier per se. It's
saucier.
Yeah, a little saucy.
Thicker.
It's cool, man. And it's giving me a chance to kind of get out of that Fat Cat character and sprinkle a little bit of myself in there a little bit, because they won't let me come in with booty shorts and thongs and nunchucks and my belly hanging out.
That's not true, Pat. That's not true, Pat.
We want that.
But it's been cool, man. Like just to start out making dumb videos and all that. Like I had no background in the fishing world at all, bro. Like zero. Started making those videos, and one thing got to another, and evolved into, now I'm out here running my lips and shaking my hips with the National Professional Fishing League. And we started the beginning of the season. We couldn't even start with a full field, bro. We didn't start with a full field, and now here we are going to the 2022. And we have a waiting list that's almost as long as the field is big. So we're definitely doing something right. It's all about, like I say, who the ownership has put yourselves with. And we're getting a lot of good feedback, like going to the Classic this year, going to ICAST this year, just having everybody coming up, man, with all the positive vibes. And I'm sure we got people out there saying negative things, and maybe rightfully so in some cases. I don't know. You're not going to be able to make everybody happy, but
no matter what, yeah.
It's cool to be a part of this, man. Like we're just starting something new, and to be a part of it from the ground, and like the possibilities of this, it's crazy. It's got a lot of people thinking and scratching their head compared to what they were doing like 6 or 7 months ago. So I'm in a good spot right now, man. I'm thankful for ownership bringing me on board.
Yeah, it's good to see you expand on your persona as well. You know what I mean? It really is. It's good. It's a good deal.
You're a good deal.
Oh, cut it out. Hey, Al, how you doing over there? You all right, Al?
I'm good.
Okay.
You on FanDuel or
some people have told me I talk too much, so I'm just going to sit back and listen.
I see you just chilling, and now you got a nice chew tobacco over there. I see you. You know any good jokes, Al? You know any good? You any good jokes lately?
Joke. I got a lot of long jokes, man. It takes too much time up when we got all this great.
See, a frog walks into the bank. No, just.
Going McDonald all of a sudden?
Yes, thank you. I love you. That's great. Hey, you're doing a good job, bearded guys, except Al. And I got to tell you, Paul, proud of you, dude. Proud of you. When you first came to me with this idea, I was like, I don't know. Another league. And you guys are pulling it off. You're pulling it off so far.
Well, we appreciate you, and I say this with the utmost sincerity. Like, we care that we make you happy. Like, that's the whole thing. Is like we want to come in and we want to. You're not going to please everybody, but you want to make the good dudes happy. You want to make the people that have vested their whole life into bass fishing. I know you have done it for the millions of dollars you get day in and day out, the millions of appearances. Like, I know that's what's really important to
Japan.
You. The love for bass fishing. If we make a dude like you happy, then we're doing something right. We appreciate that. So,
Al's got his bud there. I see that. Well, thank you. That's nice, Paul, of you to say that. For real, though. I mean, I thank you sincerely, because I mean, honestly, me, whatever, but I think you're making quite a few people happy. And again, that's the point of that. With this being said, I ask you, Mr. Benson, to close this NPFL Champions Delight extravaganza with a message to the bass fishing galaxy.
Hey, Pat, real quick, Paul, before you do that, appreciate you, but I do want to say real quick before we cut this thing off, we appreciate you, but I want to send condolences out to Luke Duncan and his family. Luke had a tragic death that was close to his family and those guys. So, you know, his family and all those guys are in our thoughts and prayers. And I'd like all the prop and Bassin people and Pratt Wilmick fans to keep Luke and his family in their prayers.
Oh no! So there's a death in the family. You said.
Close friend of the family. Close to the family.
Okay, gotcha, guys. Because it kind of broke up. I wanted to clarify that. Okay, definitely in our prayers. That's.
I owe the 125 anglers one more shout out for the organization. She's not on here tonight. She truly is a champion for what we do week in, week out, month in, month out. Michelle Fuller isn't on the screen. She's a little camera shy, but you come out to an event, you will see she keeps it.
She's the boss.
It together for a lot of folks. And,
we know that.
And she is Brad's wife and you know, co-owner, and she does a lot. So she isn't represented here on camera, but you know, she does an awesome job for all of us, trying to keep us all straight. And she puts in more blood, sweat, and tears, or as many blood, sweat, and tears as all of us. So,
heck yeah,
gotta give Michelle a shout out.
Hey, Bass Galaxy, give it up for Michelle. Hold on, Paul, you lost your spot though. Give it up for. With that being said, we're now passing the message to the Bass Fishing Galaxy. Fat Cat Newton is going to give the closing remarks for the NPFL. But hey, Ginge, you know, we need to give Fat Cat some kind of soundtrack. You know what I mean?
Boy.
Yeah, we need, what do we got? Oh, yes. Yes, Fat Cat. Bring us out. Bring the NPFL show out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a wall-to-wall treetop tall time here this evening on Straight Cast with your host, Pat Renwick, myself, Fat Cat Newton, along with Brad Fuller, Al McCullough, Paul Benson, Taylor Watkins, Brandon Peterson, or Brad Peterson, or the guy that won Pickwick.
Brandon Perkins.
And Sokup and Carson, all those guys.
Stacy Peterson.
Bobby Peterson, appreciate you, buddy. No, it's been a pleasure coming on here, man. You guys
Fat
are
Cat
awesome.
Carson.
And, yeah, it's good stuff and all that.
Hey, dude, hey, amazing. Guys,
hey, listen, we do have one more event, though. Remember, if you guys are watching right now.
I know, the classic, the big deal.
Let them know, man.
The championship.
The championship on Nickajack.
Yeah.
The showdown.
11th, 12th, 13th. Get your life right, Bobby.
Yeah.
Make sure you tune in and check it out.
That's it. I'll be swinging through them tall treetops, if you know what I'm saying.
I'll be doing the on-the-water coverage. David Dully and Luke Duncan in the studio with 10 cameras on the water.
Yeah, we need new words for Dudley. Like, he needs to make up.
Double D?
Yeah, like he needs words. Yeah, because he makes up words a lot. Whenever he was on the show, he was always making up words like chomcombigublated. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what that is. You know?
His country is cornbread, man. He's allowed to do what he wants.
Chomcombigublated $10 gazillion. That's like, he'd say that. I'd be like, you're dang right, Dave Dudley. You're right.
High five him and fist bump and everything.
That's right. Got any more of them jig heads? That's what I'd say. That's Hey, NPFL guys, I sincerely say this. Keep up the good work. Keep making
Brandon Perkins.
You nailed it.
Good job, Brandon.
Marlon Perkins. Marlon Brando.
Brando.
Yes.
Brando.
Yes. Perkins Restaurants, biscuits and gravy. Shout out to Fat Cat Newton.
Great fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Great fried.
Yeah, I always go there with Pedro Fighter whenever I'm in Minnesota. We go to Perkins.
There you go.
Yeah, we get biscuits and gravy. But, hey, anyway, Npfl, thanks, guys. We're going to do it again. Best of luck at the championship coming up at Nick and Jack. We'll be watching you guys. And, knock it out, 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, Bass Fishing Galaxy, give it up for the Npfl. That's right. There it is. Peace. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, Pat.
We'll see you then
Deuces.
on the road to happy destiny.
Go follow me on all the social media platforms,
Yes.
everybody. Fat Cat Newton.
His
So,
name is Ernest Ainsley. Follow Ernest Ainsley on Instagram. That's right.
Roscoe Sugar Nuts.
Yes, Bass Fishing Galaxy. Let's give some stuff away for the like and share contest. What do you think, Ginge? It's been a marathon show. It has been an Npfl extravaganza. And now it is time for some War Eagle giveaway. Ginge, you want to do it or you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
Okay. What are you going to give me here? You going to give me some fanfareage?
Yeah, one.
Do I have, let's see. Do I have the
trumpets?
You
got it.
Oh, I got it here. Okay.
You ready?
You ready? Here, the War Eagle Deluxe Stray Cast giveaway, not won by Mark, is Jonathan T. Sharp with the E. Sharp with the E. You were picked by randomizer by Jake Haas in New Jersey, and you are going to get a War Eagle prize. $50 worth of War Eagle spinnerbaits, compliments of a Warner over there at the War Eagle. So thank you very much, Chad. Appreciate everything you do for the Straight Cast Show and War Eagle spinnerbaits, keeping Keith's tradition strong. Ginge, let's wrap up this ship, this thin raft that we dwell on. You know what I'm saying? Happy anniversary, TH Marine. OmniaFishing.com. Check it out. They got supplies. Supplies are in. Sims Fishing keeps you toasty warm in the cool months. Empire Covers, we got you covered. Bass boat covers for under $200. Crestliner boats, that's what I float on day in, day out. Dakota Lithium, light as a feather, ginger is a ninja. Is that a thing? War Eagle spinnerbaits, thanks for the giveaway tonight. Line and Lure, Berkeley Abu Garcia, thank you. Amphibia Eye Gear, throwing shade with you. Alpha Angler, Tin Cup Whiskey, we salute ya. Power Pole, Bite Me Tackle, Bravarni, Ichikawa, thank you. Thank you. Hey, I'm Pat Renwick. We're back next week. James, it's the 27th next week. I think we'll do a spooky Halloween spooktacular of bass fishing fun. So I don't know what we're going to do yet, but it'll be a good time, I promise. Peace. I bid you peace. I thank you all who tuned in. Larry Keimel will have this up on the iTunes momentarily. iTunes, Spotify's, the Pandoras, that's all over the place. The Buzzin' Sprouts, any platform of podcasting, we're there. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I'm Pat Renwick, Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja. Peace, we're out. We're gone. Bye. Spark on the horizon.